Listen to me now, and listen well. In this very moment, as these words penetrate your consciousness, you stand at the crossroads of your destiny. The path behind you is littered with the broken dreams of those who began with burning desire, but lacked the one supreme quality that separates the achievers from the dreamers. That quality, my friend, is consistency. Do you hear that sound? It is the whisper of mediocrity calling your name, beckoning you back to the comfort of your limitations. It is the voice that says, "Tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I will start. Tomorrow I will change." But I ask you this, how many tomorrows have you already wasted? How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers like sand because you lacked the discipline to show up day after day, moment after moment? The world is filled with brilliant minds that never achieved their potential. Libraries overflow with the stories of men and women who possessed every advantage except one: the unwavering commitment to persist when persistence seemed impossible. They had the knowledge, they had the talent, they had the desire, but they lacked the iron will to remain consistent in their efforts. You see, consistency is not merely about repetition. It is about the sacred covenant you make with your future self. It is about honoring the person you are destined to become, even when the present moment offers nothing but struggle and uncertainty. When you commit to consistency, you declare war on the forces of mediocrity that seek to claim your soul. Tell me, what dreams have you abandoned because the path seemed too long, too difficult, too uncertain? What goals have you surrendered to the altar of temporary comfort? The graveyard of human potential is filled with the bones of those who gave up when the going got tough, who chose the easy path when the right path demanded everything they had to give. But you are different. You would not be here, absorbing these words, if you were content with ordinary. Something within you burns with the fire of possibility. Something deep in your soul refuses to accept that your current circumstances define your ultimate destiny. That something, that divine spark, is your recognition that you were born for greatness. The question that haunts every human heart is this: will you answer the call of your highest potential, or will you allow the gravitational pull of mediocrity to drag you down into the masses of the unfulfilled? The choice, as it has always been, is yours alone to make. Now I shall reveal to you the secret that has been hidden in plain sight, the principle that, when properly understood and applied, will transform your life from ordinary to extraordinary. This principle is not complex, yet it is so powerful that it can move mountains and part seas. It is the principle of consistency, and it operates according to immutable laws that govern all achievement. Consistency is the compound interest of personal development. Just as a single penny, doubled every day for 31 days, becomes over $10 million, so too does consistent daily action, however small, compound into extraordinary results. Most people fail because they expect immediate gratification from their efforts. They plant a seed today and expect to harvest fruit tomorrow. But nature does not work this way, and neither does success. The oak tree that stands mighty and tall, weathering every storm, did not achieve its strength in a single season. Day by day, year by year, it drew sustenance from the earth, reached toward the sun, and grew imperceptibly stronger. Its consistency in the face of changing seasons, harsh winters and scorching summers, is what made it capable of withstanding forces that would topple lesser trees. This is the law of consistency in action. It cares not for your moods, your circumstances, or your temporary setbacks. It demands only that you show up day after day and do the work that needs to be done. When you align yourself with this law, you tap into a power that is greater than any obstacle you will ever face. Consider the water that carves through solid rock to create magnificent canyons. Each drop by itself is insignificant, but the consistent application of that water, drop by drop, day after day, year after year, can reshape the very landscape. This is the power available to you when you commit to consistency in your thoughts, your actions, and your purpose. The master understands that consistency is not about perfection, it is about persistence. It is not about never falling down, it is about getting back up every time you fall. The amateur seeks the dramatic breakthrough, the overnight transformation, the magical moment when everything changes. But the master knows that true transformation happens in the quiet moments, in the daily disciplines, in the consistent application of right principles over time. Your subconscious mind, that infinite reservoir of power within you, responds not to occasional bursts of activity, but to consistent patterns of thought and action. When you feed it the same thoughts, the same visions, the same purposes day after day, it begins to accept these as reality and sets about making them manifest in your physical world. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It is not a matter of luck or circumstance, but of consistent mental and physical habits. The wealthy person thinks wealthy thoughts consistently. The successful person takes successful actions consistently. The healthy person makes healthy choices consistently. They have discovered that consistency is the bridge between intention and reality. If this truth resonates within your soul, if you can feel the power of this principle stirring something deep within you, then I ask you to take action right now. Subscribe to this channel, for wisdom shared is wisdom multiplied. Share this message with those who hunger for transformation as you do. Let this truth spread like wildfire to every corner of the earth, for the world needs more souls who understand the power of consistency. But understanding alone is not enough. You must now prepare to act, to commit, to transform knowledge into living reality. The revelation has been given to you. The question now is, what will you do with it? The time for excuses has ended. The time for preparation has ended. The time for someday has ended. The time for action is now. Today, at this very moment, you must make the decision that will determine the trajectory of your entire future. You must decide whether you will join the ranks of the consistent or remain among the masses of the inconsistent. I command you to choose one area of your life where you know improvement is not just desired, but desperately needed. Choose one habit, one discipline, one daily practice that, if performed consistently for the next year, would transform your reality beyond recognition. Do not choose 10 things. Do not choose 5 things. Choose one thing and commit to it with the fervor of a warrior going into battle. Write it down. Make it specific. Make it measurable. Make it sacred. This is not a casual commitment or a New Year's resolution that will be forgotten by February. This is a covenant with your destiny, a promise to the person you are becoming, a declaration of war against the forces of mediocrity that have held you prisoner for far too long. Every morning when you wake up, before you check your phone, before you drink your coffee, before you do anything else, you will perform this one practice. You will do it when you feel like it and when you don't feel like it. You will do it when you're motivated and when you're not motivated. You will do it when it's convenient and when it's inconvenient. You will do it when it's easy and when it's hard. This is what separates the champions from the spectators. Champions perform, regardless of how they feel. Spectators perform only when they feel like it. Champions understand that feelings are temporary, but consistency is the foundation of all lasting achievement. When doubt creeps in, and it will, remember this moment. Remember the fire that burns within you right now. Remember the vision of the person you are becoming. Remember that every great achievement in human history was built on the foundation of consistent daily action by someone who refused to quit when quitting would have been easier. When obstacles arise, and they will, remember that obstacles are not roadblocks but rather stepping stones to greater strength. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are serious about your commitment. Every setback is a chance to demonstrate that your consistency is not dependent on favorable circumstances. When progress seems slow, and it will, remember the oak tree. Remember the canyon carved by water. Remember that the most powerful forces in nature work gradually, consistently, relentlessly. Your consistency is aligning you with these same forces, and they will carry you to heights you can barely imagine. The path of consistency is not crowded because it is not easy. It demands everything you have and then asks for more. It requires you to show up when others sleep in. It requires you to practice when others are playing. It requires you to persist when others quit. But this is precisely why it is so powerful. This is precisely why it transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. I see you now, 1 year from today, transformed by the power of consistency. I see you stronger, wiser, more confident, more capable. I see you as living proof that consistency is the ultimate success strategy. I see you inspiring others by your example, showing them that transformation is not a matter of luck or talent, but of daily commitment to right action. But this vision will remain nothing more than a pleasant fantasy unless you act. unless you commit, unless you begin today, right now, in this moment, to live the principle of consistency with unwavering determination. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. Rise up and claim your destiny. The world is waiting for the gift that only you can give, but it will never be given unless you develop the consistency to nurture it, develop it, and share it with unwavering commitment. If these words have ignited something within you, if you can feel the truth of this message in your very bones, then you have a responsibility that extends beyond yourself. Share this message with every person you know who hungers for transformation. Subscribe to this channel so that more wisdom can flow into your life. Let this truth spread like wildfire, for the world desperately needs more people who understand and live by the power of consistency. Your future self is calling to you across time, thanking you for the decision you are about to make. Do not let that voice go unheard. Do not let that future go unclaimed. The power of consistency is now in your hands. Use it wisely. Use it daily. Use it to transform not just your own life, but the lives of everyone you touch. The moment of decision has arrived. What will you choose? The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones, but he who would move mountains must first move himself to carry away small stones every single day, without fail, without excuse, without compromise. For in the end, it is not the mountain that is moved, but the man himself who is transformed by the consistency of his effort.